we're going to introduce ourselves.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Ann Edwards. I'm the Director of Career Development here at the Market Center Keller Williams on the Water in Bradenton, Florida.
And I'm Jose Torres, and I'm also a Realtor here at the Market Center in Keller Williams on the Water in Bradenton, Florida.
Now, Jose, I've invited you here for a very specific reason, but it's also a little bit laughable. I want to take you back to a moment last year. We were sitting in a very tiny cube, and you said something kind of funny to me that would have knocked most instructors sideways. Do you remember what that was?
Yeah, we were talking about, at that point I had gone through Ignite, I had gone through Bowl, and an opportunity presented itself to provide some feedback, and I didn't want to hurt your feelings. I said, don't take this the wrong way, but I wanted to share with you what my experience was coming in new into real estate as a professional, joining Keller Williams, and then going through Ignite, and then going through Bowl right after it. To me, if I had to choose, having gone through both, even though I learned during the Ignite training, Bold completely took me to a whole different level. From a structure, organization, what I needed to do was a lot more specific than Ignite.
Now wait a second, because you're a pretty disciplined young man, and Ignite in our branch is 3 days a week, 3 hours a day with specific guideposts. So how could something that you see people 3 days a week with not be as structured or disciplined for you? What do you mean by that?
I think the initial coming on board, having to come in the midst of the technology change, which was a big challenge for everybody, but we're coming new, we really don't know what to do, and we have to deal with all this technology change at the same time that we're trying to learn the contracts, learn the seller presentations, the buyer's presentations, the things that we're expected to do as realtors. It was a lot to take in all in one shot. Where Bowl, we had already gone through that, we already had our technology in place, so Bowl was very direct to changing our mindset, teaching us what we needed to do to be successful in our business, and make a difference in our lives as a whole.
So tell me more about that, because it wasn't just about personal change in your life, it was also about your mindset, you said.
Yes, Bowl, going into a real estate career, me personally, I went the burn the ships behind route, which is I'm all in, I committed to doing this, so I don't have any other job other than my real estate job, and my focus is to make this business work, make it grow fast, and make it effective. It takes a very different mindset to doing that than when you're kind of part-timing it and you have a job that you can always fall back on. If you don't, if things are not going well, you can always fall back on that. But when you commit to doing this, you need a mindset that's going to support the drive to make it happen. So when I went to Bowl, it really changed my perspective. It really put me in a different place, different state of mind. I mean, I still wear my purple Bowl band, which I snap every time I feel tired or I don't want to get up in the morning. I'm like snapping this band a bunch of times just to get me out of bed and keep moving. And even when I'm dealing with adversity, it's not as overwhelming now because I'm thinking differently about what I have to do and how I'm going to accomplish it. So I'm not letting, I'm going to call it the noise of life, the things that happen every day in our day-to-day interaction, interfere with my ultimate goal so I can achieve my big why.
Awesome. So what I heard, a couple of key takeaways is to taking the noise of life and having it translate differently into our mind so that it makes our being better, whether it's professionally or personally.
Yeah.
And I hear that this band has come in handy even at home with your family.
Yes.
So that mindset shift is contagious.
Yes, we had an interesting, my wife has joined me now. We started our team, Home Connection, so we're very excited about that. We got married a year and a half ago. The day of our wedding, my mother-in-law fell, broke her hip, so she had to stay in Puerto Rico for another year and a half, and we're commuting back and forth. So finally this year, January 1st, she came back to Florida with me to stay. And it was a whirlwind between her coming on board, doing real estate, all the training to get licensed, finding a home so we can move into, because we had to move out of our apartment, kind of following the MREA, get our costs under control, get focused on the activity. And during that whirlwind, you have a lot going on, and you're still trying to go sell homes and get food on the table. So there are a lot of times that I was like snapping this back, reminding me of what I was doing and why what I was doing now, or why what I'm doing now is the right thing. And it's really important to our life, and it makes a big difference. So you have to change your mindset to make it successful.
And will you bold again, or is it a one and done?
No, I will bold again. Right now, Carmen, my wife, is going to be going to bowl now in March. In a way, I'll probably go day one, but I'm going to let her have the experience, because I think her having to deal with the team and the group and the dynamics is all part of the experience, and I think that would be more meaningful if I'm not there this first time, and then I'll go to the October.
The coach in me wants to say I think that's a limiting belief, but I'll let you have it if that's what you want.
No, it makes a difference, because you have to. There are no safety nets other than you put in the effort and you working with your team on your table every week to make things happen, and have your accountability, a partner that you're calling each other and practicing the scripts and making sure that you're calling and dealing with the challenges. So that is a very unique experience to me. I think once you go through it once, both of us going, then we'll be a whole different ballgame, will take us to a whole new level.
Now let me ask you a question very quickly, and this might get edited into parts. Do you think on a scale of 0 to 10 that you participated at a 10?
In bowl?
In
my
bowl.
first time around? No,
You
I
can be
probably,
honest.
No, I'll be honest. I think I probably did about a 7.
Okay, and so even at a 7, you feel like your life has been like transformed.
Yes.
And the deals that you have gotten from Bold, have you gotten the reimbursement on?
Yes. I did one transaction that is kind of an investment property. That was my first one. One of the things I teach you in Bold, if you find a property, you should look at it for yourself first. So I did. Second transaction was a buyer. We closed on that. I have another contract that's getting signed today for another transaction. This is a nice one because I'm working with an investor, so I'm helping him buy it, and then he's going to give it back to me to sell it once he has it restored, because he does renovations.
Awesome.
And then I have another couple that I recently talked to actually in December about buying a home, and now they're ready, so they already called me back and said, we want to get started. So working on getting our buyer's brokerage agreement signed so we can get the ball rolling.
Awesome.
So it's starting to happen. It's picking up speed. The momentum is picking up. The level of activity is picking up, and it's wonderful. It's scary because you're still trying to get the things going and keep things moving. But it definitely had a big impact in how I feel, how I behave, how I drive my activity and the focus. So I'm very grateful for attending Bowl.
Okay, so just to recap, you didn't get 14 contracts, and that's a lot of people say, well, that's the average, right? So why should I go if I don't get to have that? But you have 4 contracts.
Yes.
In your first 6 months.
Since Bowl, we did Bowl in October, so October, November, December, and within the first 6 months, I got 4 contracts.
Okay, and you were brand new to the business, and
Yes.
you were changed transformationally at a 7, and you were just invested at a 7.
Yes.
So all in all, when you go back, not if you go back, but when you
I
go
go
back,
back.
and you have a different mindset, you'll get to invest differently then as well.
Yes, and I think the second time, since you know what to expect a little bit more, I think it makes a huge difference because you already focus on what's coming next, so you're driven to execute. Versus, my first time around, and for a lot of people, being Bowl 1, is you're picking up a lot of gaps that I might have had from Ignite that Bowl filled for me, and I think if I didn't get anything out of Bowl other than the change in my mindset, that would have been worth it.
Awesome. And do you still script and role play with the people that you have met at Bold, or do you do it with somebody else inside your market center?
I'm doing it. I still get in touch with my old partner. We don't do it as often. I also call in from time to time to Joanne's Wednesday call because I think that's very valuable. And it actually, you get the different levels of nastiness and the process, whether you want the hard one or the easy one. And lately I've been practicing with Carmen on some of the scripts, but I need to find more of a full-time partner.
So he's looking, ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there and you want to be a partner. But my question goes back to, did you script and role play before Bold?
No.
Okay.
No.
So
Very
you
I
picked up some...
practiced, but I
okay.
didn't practice with somebody.
Okay, so just to recap again, you practiced at a 7, you got a total mindset transformation, you picked up new business from working your database way back when that is generating momentum,
Yes.
and now you've picked up the invaluable scripts and role play piece of it.
Yes.
In addition, you've changed your mindset that you're investing like the MREA tells us we can when we see a property, and you're adding on to your team with your beautiful wife.
Yes.
I think Bold was a success for you, Jose.
I think it was. I'm very happy to have been part of it. I'm very happy that Carmen, my wife, is going to it, and pretty soon I think our business is just going to keep on rolling.
Well, I'm really stoked, and I'm glad that you gave me that feedback.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so much for tuning in with us. We appreciate all of the feedback that we do get, because I wouldn't have had this aha if it were not for that moment. So keep feedback coming, and if you have any questions, would it be okay if they reached out to you, Jose?
Absolutely. You can reach me via email, jose.torres, Torres, @kw.com, or via my cell phone, 727-453-8651.
All right, guys, yours in success. Get signed up for First Step and Full Bold. Bye-bye.
See you later.
Good job.